Hello, everyone. I just want to preface this by saying that you might have seen that the Arc 5 rewrite has been removed from the channel. This is because with this project, I want to revisit that. I was thinking a little bit about how I wanted to tell a story about the Arc 5 universe, or rather inspired by it, but I didn't want to rip it off, like the old Arc 5 rewrite was going to just beat by beat, just replace characters. And after sitting with the characters a bunch, I kind of thought to myself, I have too much love for these characters, too much appreciation for them, that I don't want them to just be carbon copy ripoffs. So I sat down and I thought a lot about it, and I decided that I wanted to make my own story with these characters. There will still be inspirations and influences from Arc 5. You will see this with the plot as we develop it. But I just wanted to just let you know in the beginning that you might recognize some of these characters, but they will be told in ways that were different from that original video. Thank you. A boy ruffles his hair in the mirror. Today's the big day, he says, splashing water onto his face. Time to go. This is the story of Keigo Dayborne, a duelist enthusiast eager to take his play to the next level. He enrolled into the college-level Fiberglass mentoring program, a company that enlists aspiring duelists in groups of threes to be taught by veterans who aspire to see the next generation take forth. Keigo rushes out of his room, but not before grabbing his duel wrist, a state-of-the-art bracelet-like device that has revolutionized dueling as we know it. Like older models, the duelist is capable of projecting solid vision. However, the cards that the duelist wield are data stored onto a microchip that are displayed when utilizing the device. That is not the extent of the software's capabilities, though. The duelist is equipped with smart learning technology, in which it observes the patterns of your duels and generates cards that would further advance the capabilities of your deck, according to the skill level and ranking of the profile within the system. Samples are then displayed within the system, and duelists can either purchase them through microtransactions or utilize duel points that they've acquired by their performance in duels. Decks, more than ever, have become an extension of the duelist and are the truest sense of self-expression, navigating their souls as if the device was like a compass. Its design philosophy mimics the features of the device, as it is also equipped with the ability to point the duelist in the direction of the closest individual with the device. Keigo arrives at the site that his unit was assigned to, a warehouse near the Fiberglass City harbor. Shipmen come and go to supply the city with goods. However, Keigo hates the smell of the sea and tells himself that if there's one thing he'll hate about this program, it'll be having to deal with this air every day. He pulls out his dual wrist and scans the wireless intercom, which delivers the passcode to the building and opens the door. He walks in and sees a man his age drinking a cup of coffee. "No way!" Keigo exclaims. "Why didn't you tell me we're in the same group?" And miss the look on your face? No way, man. The individual is Full Tellman, the childhood best friend of Keigo and the son of the mayor. Dude, I could have sworn you weren't in the group. It was some Pete, Peter, something like that. Well, Dad pulled some strings here and there, and I'm here, early, and I'll become the next vice breaker once this mentorship is done with me. Please, Breaker can wipe the floor with you without even using his normal summon, dude. Not talking about the now, baby. It's all about the when. Fold tosses his plastic cup across the room, which manages to fall perfectly in the trash bin. He puts on his sunglasses and walks back with his hand in the air, looking at Keigo the entire time. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? I'm gonna be the next kid. Ow! Fold bumps into an older man. If all else fails, perhaps sports is an option. I'm so sorry, sir. You must be the professor, right? Way too formal. Call me Buster. You might recognize me, the bronze winner of the Scarfland Cup? The two boys look at each other, one blanker than the other, until a third voice is heard in the background. Beating Giovanni Fissers in the qualifier, right? Well done, Isabel. Correct. That's me. Hey everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Isabel Hawkins. I moved here last week from Autumn Town for this program. The two other men greet her. Sorry, Buster, I have to ask. I did my research before coming here, as you might have guessed from my entrance and all that. um, I was looking at the old footage of the duels from that tournament, and the monster that Giovanni used in the duel is Rhinestone Kingpin. The two boys' eyes widen. Yes, that Kingpin. Good old Vice was just a boy named Geo back in those days. The kid grew up in a big way. What'd I do to have a win like that now? Wow, I didn't know you beat Vicebreaker. That's impressive. Thanks, kid. But sucking up won't get you any points here. Now, let's start the inauguration. Hawkins, since you seem to have everything figured out, let's see if your research fares on the battlefield. Duel me. A bit into the duel, and the field contains Buster's Dynamite Behemoth and Isabel's Passerine Blizzard Pavua. It is currently Isabel's turn, and she activates Magical Stone Excavation, discarding 2 cards to add Gravity Lash to her hand. However, Buster's continuous spell, Product Control, makes it so that players can only activate spell cards per turn equal to the amount of monsters they control, so she's forced to set a card and end her turn. It is Buster's turn, and he looks at his hand, then realizes he has nothing to get him out of this situation, and Isabel immediately activates Battlemania. This turn, all monsters Buster controls must be in attack position and are forced to attack. Well played, said Buster. Behemoth, attack Blizzard Pavua. Keigo jumps from out of one of the crates he was sitting on and lands on the floor, proceeding to jump up and down. Hell yeah, Isabel, that was so sick! Take it home! Isabel is startled at the noise and looks over at Keigo, then looks back at the duel and the moth's flame evaporates the bird, depleting the rest of Isabel's life points, knocking her down. Buster recalls his moth and walks over to the girl. Alright, first lesson. Positioning doesn't matter if you don't clutch out the execution. Isabel gets up from the ground and glares at Keigo, then asks Buster if she can be excused to buy a bottle of water from the store across the street. Buster nods and presses a button on his dual wrist, transferring cash over to Isabel's account. Buy me an orange soda while you're there. Keigo walks over to apologize, but Isabel brushes him off as she storms past him. Fold's turn is next, faring far worse against the Mentor, having his monster burned by the fiery moth. Buster looks over at Keigo and signals his turn. Alright, Dayborne, show me what you got.